Hello everyone, this is Mike History 2, and I'm finally back here on YouTube. Alright, so let's get some things out of the way. Of course, I haven't really made a video for half a month, and I apologize for that. The main reason is because most of you guys know, but for those of you who aren't on Discord, for those of you who don't know, I have moved, and so I'm no longer in Ottawa, where I used to be, but I have moved over here to Vancouver, where I am going to university. And in fact, I will actually be starting on Tuesday. So, yeah, university will be starting pretty soon. Um, However, I did want to make one last video for the summer, and in fact, as you can tell from the title of this video, it will be a collaboration with my good friend Forgotten History. So Forgotten History has made basically a competition for collabs with him, and so whoever, I guess, makes the best video wins the competition and gets to have like the official collaboration. So this is my entry into that competition, and yeah, hopefully I win. But anyways, today I will be talking about the African samurai. Yep, you heard that right. There was an actual samurai who came all the way from Africa to Japan. The man's name is Yasuke, and here is the story. So, sadly, there are a lot of details missing from his life, and so there are many theories about where he came from, and nobody knows for sure which one is true. Now, according to Histoire ecclésiastique des îles et royaumes du Japon, written by Jesuit priest François Solier of the Society of Jesus in 1627, Yasuke was likely from modern-day Mozambique. However, there is no further evidence of this claim. However, this would be consistent with other accounts of Africans from Mozambique and Japan. Now, according to Fujita Midori, the first African people who came to Japan were Mozambican. They reached Japan in 1546 as shipmates or slaves who served Portuguese captain Jorge Alvarez. Now, Yasuke may have been a member of the Yao people or from the more inland area of Mozambique. Now, they had just been coming into contact with the Portuguese at the time, which might account for his name, which is Yao, added to the common Japanese male name suffix of Suke, and that produces Yasuke. Another claim suggests that Yasuke was a Dinka from South Sudan. He was famous for his height and extremely dark skin color. The Dinka people are among the tallest in Africa and have significantly darker skin compared to Horn Africans. Adult Dinka men had a ritual custom of drawing decorative patterns on their faces by tattooing, but no account of Yasuke having a face pattern was recorded. And finally, according to another theory, Yasuke was from Ethiopia. Like Yasuke, Ethiopians who didn't follow Abrahamic religions were called Kafre by the Portuguese and were well-built and skilled soldiers, unlike other East Africans who suffered from famine. According to his theory, his original name might be the Amharic name Yisake or the Portuguese name Isake derived from Isaac. Yasufe was also used as a surname in Ethiopia. Now, regardless of where in Africa he came from, what we do know is that he arrived in Japan in 1579 in the service of the Italian Jesuit missionary Alessandro Valignano, who had been appointed the visitor of the Jesuit missions in the Indies. He accompanied Valignano when Valignano came to the capital area in March 1581, and his appearance caused a lot of interest with the local people. When Yasuke was presented to Oda Nobunaga, the Japanese daimyo thought that his skin must have been colored with black ink. So, Nobunaga, in a very interesting episode, had him stripped from the waist up and made him scrub his skin. These events are actually recorded in a 1581 letter of the Jesuit Luis Frois to Lorenzo Mexia, and in the 1582 annual report of the Jesuit mission in Japan, also by Luis Frois. When Nobunaga realized that the African skin was indeed black, he took an interest in him. On the 14th of May of that year, in 1581, Yasuke departed for Echizen province with Frois and the other Christians. During this trip, they met local warlords such as Shibata Katsutoyo. Hashiba Hidekatsu, and Shibata Katsuie. They returned to Kyoto on the 30th of May. Now, at some point, although when is not clear, Yasuke entered Nobunaga's service. Now, it is likely that Yasuke could speak or was taught Japanese, perhaps due to Valignano's efforts to ensure his missionaries adapted well to the local culture. Nobunaga enjoyed talking with him, and he was perhaps the only foreign servant that Nobunaga had in his service, which could explain why Nobunaga was so interested in him. According to a variant text of the Shinchoki, the archives of the Maeda clan, the black man named Yasuke was given his own residence and a short ceremonial katana by Nobunaga. Nobunaga also assigned him the duty of weapon bearer. Now, guys, if you think this is epic enough that not only is there an African working with a Japanese daimyo, but is even his personal retainer and weapons bearer, well, just wait until you hear this. Because not only did he have these ceremonial roles, but no, this guy actually fought. So this guy was like an actual black samurai. After the Battle of Tenmokuzan, Nobunaga led his force, including Yasuke, and inspected the former territory of the Takeda clan. On his way back, he met Tokugawa Ieyasu. Matsudaira Ietada, the retainer of Ieyasu, described Yasuke as being 188 centimeters and having skin like charcoal. In June 1582, Nobunaga was attacked and forced to commit seppuku in Honnoji in Kyoto by the army of Akechi Mitsuhide. Yasuke was there at the time and helped fight the Akechi forces, and I'm sure they were probably just as curious, if not kind of scared, by this one samurai who's just way darker than the rest. Immediately after Nobunaga's death, Yasuke went to join Nobunaga's heir, Oda Nobunaga, who was trying to rally the Oda forces at Nijo Castle. Yasuke fought alongside the Nobunaga forces but was eventually captured. When Yasuke was presented to Akechi, the warlord allegedly said that the black man was an animal and, as well as not being Japanese, and so shouldn't be killed. And so I guess in this situation, that's actually a good thing. And so he was taken to the Christian church in Kyoto. However, there is no further written information about him after this, and sadly, we have no idea what happened to him. Now, you might think this is the end of the story, but there is actually a little bit left. So, although we don't know what his fate was, there is possibly some actual artistic depictions of this man. And although there is no confirmed portrait of him, an inkstone box made by an artist in the 1590s depicts a black man wearing high-class clothing who does not appear to be subordinate to the Portuguese. Now, it's possible that this man is Yasuke in Portuguese clothing. Also, Sumo Yurakuzu Byobu, drawn in 1605, depicts a dark-skinned wrestler with a Japanese man in the presence of noble samurai. And the samurai is said to be either Oda Nobunaga or Toyotomi Hidetsugu. Now, if this is correct, this could be an actual portrait of Yasuke fighting his, well, not really fighting, but, wrestling with his master, Oda Nobunaga. And that is just something very interesting to think about. So anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm sure some of you have already heard of this, but I hope at least some of you didn't know about this African samurai, and now you do, and now you have an interesting story to tell other people. Of course, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. And again, Forgotten History, I hope I win the competition.